second out. Luckily, Sean's long legs helped him cover the ground quickly. He held out his glove for the ball just as Stu unleashed a rocket of a throw. At that same moment, the runner stumbled in the base path. Manny nearly let out a whoop. All Sean had to do was get the ball in his mitt, and they'd have 2 outs. Sean almost bobbled the catch, yet somehow he controlled the ball, swept his glove down, and tagged the runner, who was sliding beneath him. But did he make the tag in time, or had the runner beaten the throw? Everyone froze, waiting for the call. "Out!" the umpire cried, jerking his thumb over his head. "Woohoo! Way to go, Stu! Awesome catch, Sean!" Manny yelled. Sean shot him a happy grin as he tossed the ball back to Abe. An instant later, however, that grin vanished. "Time out!" A thick-set man carrying a clipboard hurried out of the Grizzlies' dugout and headed right for Sean. It was Tug Flaherty, the Grizzlies' coach, and he looked angry. "That was not an awesome catch. It was lucky," he growled loud enough for Manny and the rest of the infield to hear. "And you're lucky that the batter isn't thumbing his nose at you from second or even third base." "Sorry, Coach," Sean mumbled. Coach Flaherty went on as if he hadn't heard. "That should have been an easy catch. Know why it wasn't? Because you didn't look the ball all the way into your glove. If you can't even do that, you'll never be any kind of ball player but a lousy one." The shortstop hung his head. "Sorry, Coach," he said again. Coach Flaherty slapped the clipboard against his thigh. "I don't need your apologies," he said. "I need your heads-up play. Think you can give me that so we can win this game?" Sean nodded. Manny bit his lip. He could see a deep red flush creeping up Sean's neck. Fortunately, the umpire called time in then, sparing Sean any more humiliation. Manny sank back into his catching stance. Even though Coach Flaherty hadn't been chewing him out, his insides were churning. Sean made the out, so why couldn't you just leave him alone? He knew better than to hope that would ever happen. Coach Flaherty was a screamer. If he had a problem with your playing, he let you know it, loud and clear and in front of whoever happened to be near. Manny wished he had the guts to ask Coach Flaherty to tone it down, but doing so would risk having the coach turn his anger on him. In the end, it was just easier to keep his mouth shut. Chapter 2. The double play seemed to have given Abe new energy. He threw 4 pitches to the next Wolverine batter. The first was a ball. The second zoomed past for a called strike. The batter clipped the third, sending it foul for strike 2. He whiffed on the 4th pitch, a blazing fastball that socked into Manny's glove with a satisfying pop to make it strike 3, and game over. The Grizzlies' infield surged toward Abe, laughing and cheering. The Wolverine batter, meanwhile, kicked at the dirt. Then his coach appeared at his side, put a consoling arm around his shoulders, and led him to their dugout. Manny watched them with an envious eye. Would Coach Flaherty have done that if it had been one of our batters? Probably not. He pulled off his catcher's mask and joined his teammates in the dugout. "Nice pitching, Abe," Kiyoshi Sato, the third baseman, was saying as Manny sat on the bench. Abe grinned but pointed a finger at Manny. "He's the one we should be thanking," he said. "Seriously, Manny, you jumped on that bunt so fast I thought the batter told you what he was going to do." Manny leaned forward to loosen his leg guards. "He sort of did, I guess." He explained about the cleat taps. Sean Wilson whistled in appreciation. "I can't believe you picked up on that." Stu sat down next to Manny and gave him a friendly clap on the back. "That's our Manny, always using his keen powers of observation to get one step ahead of the other guys." Coach Flaherty approached the dugout then. He was smiling with satisfaction. "Good game, boys, good game," he said in his booming voice. "It was a close one, but you pulled it off. Now take a seat so I can tell you what we have to do to win us that championship title." So much for the celebration, Manny thought as he moved over to make room.